So I always told myself when I got the Kathy J Show, I was going to do this exact show to make life easier on the dogs of my viewers, not necessarily my viewers. This show is about making sure that you understand how dogs operate so you can be a better owner and they can have a better life. Coming up next, I have Amanda. She's here from Foothills Animal Shelter. Thank you, Dobby. We are going to do Dogs 101, and we got puppies looking for forever homes. She also has some very important information out there for all of you that we want to get out there, programs that are helping people that might be facing housing issues like evictions. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Mwah, mwah, mwah. The Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome back, everybody, to the Kathy J Show. I'll be holding my mic. Why? Because earlier, my big butt sat on the cord and pulled it right off of my coat. So I'm just going to hold it until I get another clip. So hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Kathy J Show. This is exactly what you're going to get. We are live and local, and we're here hanging out with you. Now, today I wanted to talk to you about dogs. Doggies, okay? We love them. We want them to be happy, but here's the thing. I've worked in rescues for about 20 years, and I know that a lot of us don't really know how to take care of dogs. It's just something you think. The dog shows up, and there you go. That can actually be really detrimental to our furry friends. So Amanda Plank is here, the Director of Development and Community for Foothills Animal Shelter. You're going to help me go down a list. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, say hi, Amanda.
Yeah, hi,
yeah,
Kathy. Thank you for having me.
She's
We're so excited to be here. I have a little special friend with me. So.
I know you brought Dobby. So before we get into it, tell everybody about Foothills Animal Shelter, because you're one of my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of my favorites, too. So we are the open admissions facility for all of Jefferson County, but we really serve all of the Denver metro area as well. Mm-hmm. We're helping thousands of animals a year, puppies, dogs, cats, critters, you name it.
Yes.
And we've got a home for them. So,
yes.
Yep.
Now, tell me why you brought puppies in, because I told Amanda, I said, you know what? You better bring me the dogs that are seniors or the ones that have been there the longest. And she shows up with a puppy. Puppies don't need help going to homes.
Come on.
I know. But there's a reason why, because
we transferred in 32 puppies from Mississippi just last week. Mm-hmm. They all need homes.
Yes.
We've got lab mixes, cattle dogs. If you're looking for a good hiking companion, we've got one for you.
In Colorado, a hiking companion? Never. That's awesome. So here's the thing. Are you ready to go down the list?
Let's go for it.
Foothills Animal Shelter is out in Golden, everybody, over by the Jefferson County Fairgrounds, if you want to go out there. Mm-hmm. Real fast, I love Foothills because it was designed with the dog in mind. The areas that the dogs stay in, they have an area to go in the back to get away from the people staring at them. You guys put soundproofing in there so they don't get as crazy with the noises. Mm-hmm. It's really awesome over at Foothills. So let's get into my list, okay? Cool. The first one I wanted to get to is dog food. I know people that tell me my dog only eats what we eat. And I'm like, are you crazy? I mean, they do. Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we actually see a lot of overweight dogs come into the shelter because they have been eating table scraps.
Table scraps is different, but non-stop food.
So let's talk about the sodium in human food that you will not find.
What are you talking about?
I know, after a few French fries, that's how I'm feeling. But yeah, a lot of times just the nutrition within human food, it's not appropriate for dogs, right? Dog food is made for them for a reason.
Yes.
And it's super important that you, one, make sure that you keep a consistent diet for your animal, but also talk to your veterinarian, right?
Yes,
so what will make sure their weight is good? Mm-hmm. What will make sure that a puppy grows properly?
Yes.
And I really believe that shopping locally too at pet stores is a great way to find a store that is going to help you actually find what's best for your dog.
And it's not as expensive as y'all think. You got the dog, put some money into it. Okay, second one, those dog collars. You have cute little Dobby here.
I do.
That's a little baby dog collar that looks like it could go on a cat.
Yes.
Dobby's going to get bigger.
Yes.
And some people out there, if you didn't know this, they aren't aware that they need to let the collar get bigger with the dogs. There have been cases when I've been at shelters and dogs have come in with collars literally embedded into their neck, and they had to be cut out of the dog's neck because the owner wasn't smart enough to expand the collar as the dog grew. So everybody out there, think about that.
Yep.
Like, there's so many different sizes of collars for a reason. Expand it. remember, your dog's out there choking and getting bigger, and you don't want that.
And a good rule of thumb too is if you can put 2 fingers underneath the collar, that means it's fitting properly.
Okay.
They're gonna outgrow their collar, and
Yes.
you're gonna need a few, and so make sure that you grow with them as well.
And prong collars. We're just going to talk about that real briefly.
Yep.
I work with boxers and pit bulls, and so a lot of people think it's right to put a prong collar on them. Prong collars are not a way to show that you're dominant over your dog.
Correct. So Foothills Animal Shelter, we really believe in positive reinforcement. We believe creating trust with your pet is the best way to have a healthy relationship.
Yes.
And we believe prong collars are not the way to do it.
Right.
We think that, if your dog's pulling while you're walking, try a harness.
Yes.
Right? Try a front lead harness. Try that out.
Show us that you are the owner that you should be, because when I see prong collars, I'm like, you don't know how to train your dog.
Yeah, and when they come into Foothills, being a stray animal, the first thing we do is take that collar right off of them, and we put a more appropriate
Imagine
collar
how it makes you feel. You're walking around with prongs in your neck. You'd be aggressive anyways.
Yeah.
So let's move on and talk about when it comes to sweating. One of the things I've also noticed is people aren't aware that our dogs sweat through their feet. So if you're walking them on hot blacktop, they are having no relief from being able to release their body temperature, especially if the dogs have short noses. I see people taking English bulldogs out on hot days to walk, and I'm like, are you crazy? You're going to kill your dog. Yes, I think I just said everything you need to say.
Yeah, well, another thing too, another way that they express sweating is by panting,
Yes.
right? And so when you take a dog out on a hot day, if the pavement is too hot for you to put your own hand on it, imagine what their pads
But
feel like.
people think, well, the dogs have that extra padding.
No, burnt pads is a very real thing that any veterinarian will be able to tell you, especially those hot summer days. Of course, we all want to take our dog out, right? We want to take them to the farmer's market. We want to go on a fun walk, but it's not always appropriate. And especially the summer that we've had here that's just overwhelmingly hot, right?
Yep.
It's not appropriate.
Not
most
appropriate.
days.
And real fast, we only have like a minute and a half left, but hot cars, speaking of heat.
Yeah.
You have a story about Pedro that you wanted to share with people.
Yeah, so Pedro came in at this point, a couple years ago, probably the most severe case of dog left in a hot car that I've ever seen. He was an 8-pound Chihuahua. He's kind of a bowling ball of a Chihuahua, really sweet.
Table scraps.
Exactly. He was left in a hot car. Some Good Samaritans actually busted through the window to get him out with some animal control officers. By the time he came to us, he was having severe seizures to the point where we didn't think we were going to be able to save him.
Wow.
And his treatment probably lasted about 6 weeks, and we finally got him to be to the point where he could, really thrive with his new condition, but he was always going to be a little wobbly.
Because of what happened, the damage that was done. You are cooking from the inside when you leave your dogs in hot cars, everybody.
And
I just don't know if you wear that. And the 20 degrees,
yes,
say
so,
that.
if it's 80 degrees outside, today's actually kind of a nicer day for us. If it's 80 degrees outside, it's 100 degrees in your car.
And you guys know that heats up so fast. None of us like to be in a car when there's no air conditioning or the windows down.
That's right.
So why would you do it to your dogs? It's not worth it just to take them on the trip with you. Leave them home where they're safe. See, there we go. We got rid of the first part of Dogs 101. We hope that we were able to help some of you, maybe a refresher course to make our pets more comfortable. And coming up next, we're going to be talking to Amanda. This is really cool, everybody. Programs that have been designed to help people in our community that are facing housing issues like eviction. We're going to be right back. Thank you. And Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor. He's a lawyer, too. Ramos Law, what a difference. What makes us different makes us better. Kathy J. Yes, I love Such. I love that song. I love Such. You can find Such. She's the girl who wrote the theme, the Kathy J theme song. I Am Such is where you can find her, and she'll actually be with us this Friday. Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this half hour. So Foothills Animal Shelter in Golden is working very hard to keep healthy pets in healthy homes. These are some of the harnesses that Amanda referenced earlier. She said you just go to pet stores, and they will actually fit the harnesses to your dogs and work with you on what's the best way for you and your dog to have a nice, comfortable walk together. So that's a good tip. But there's a lot of dog owners out there that are facing eviction right now. You see it in the news, but they're not just facing eviction. There's homelessness. There's mental health crises. There's even domestic violence situations that I was a domestic violence ambassador. I know all too well. You're worried about what to do if you leave the home because your best friend is now in that situation without you. Amanda, she mentioned to me that this is actually one of the biggest things that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And I was surprised because I thought it was the animals getting returned. It's not. It's everyone wanting to try to keep their animals with the situations that are happening.
Yep, that's right. I think that there was definitely kind of a misconception around Denver Metro of all these animals that were adopted during the pandemic are getting returned. And luckily, so far, our shelter partners and us, we have not seen an increase. So that's really incredible. That said, since January 1, we've really pushed making sure that healthy pets stay with their owners.
Well, before you go any further, I need to hold that pet.
Yeah.
Oh, the baby. Everybody, this is Dobby. And Dobby is available at Foothills Animal Shelter with some other puppies. I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay, now we can get down to what you were saying. Yes.
Yeah.
But you keeping healthy pets in healthy homes, like we were saying, pet owners don't want to leave their animals. You said homeless pets are actually some of the best cared for pets you've ever seen.
That's right. You know, I think it is kind of a stereotype, right? People think, oh, if someone's experiencing homelessness, should they really have a pet? When pets come in from that population of people, they are actually generally in better health than a lot of other community pets.
Because they're loved.
Yes. They are so loved, and can you imagine having such a companion at such a traumatic situation and time in your life,
and
right?
having to give them up.
Exactly.
So the program that they've created at Foothills Animal Shelter is Better Together programs.
That's right.
Okay, so tell us
Yeah,
more.
so it's kind of a tiered system. We work with the Colorado Safe Parking Network to be able to work with people experiencing homelessness who might be living out of their cars.
Okay.
There are some safe parking lots all over Jefferson County. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing thing that's mostly come out of the pandemic. It's really launched off, I would say, out of the last 8 months or so. And we have partnered with them so that if you are living out of your car and you have a pet, what do you need?
Right.
Do you need temporary boarding? Would you like to keep your pet and you need vaccines? You need dog food? You need cat litter?
You help with all that.
We help with all of it.
Because I live out of my car, but I go to work during the day. What do I
right.
do with my pet?
That's right. So call us, right? Call your animal control person. If we could provide temporary boarding for you, we want to.
Oh, see, I hear animal control, and I'm like, you're going to take my dog.
You know, that's definitely one of those, dog catcher used to be such a known, a known phrase, and that's really unfair to the beautiful work that they're doing now, right?
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Good job. Okay, so let's talk about, so they have that, the Safe Parking Network. You have the Severe Weather Network.
Yeah, so, also if you're experiencing homelessness and say we get a really terrible storm and you have a pet, we will also provide that temporary boarding for you and any other resource you might need. And let me make sure too that I'm saying these are free to those who need help.
Wow.
We want you to say,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we want you to say, I know that my pet's going to be taken care of because of the compassionate people over there. I know that the staff and volunteers are going to love my pet, make sure they're happy and healthy and safe.
And most importantly, I know I get my pet back.
You get your pet back.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay. And domestic abuse situations. Like I said, I was a domestic violence ambassador, and so I know a lot of women that didn't want to leave because their dog was getting abused, and they protected each other, kind of thing. And if she left, what happens to the dog? So you help with those situations.
Yeah.
How?
It's a really difficult situation because, like you said, people are less willing to leave a domestic violence situation if the dog is in the house, if the cat is in the house, because they fear violence
what's going to happen to
against the
them,
pet.
right? Well, because
exactly.
what they say is the violence happens to animals before it happens to humans. So the animal's been abused, like they've watched each other get abused. It's horrific.
It's heartbreaking. So another kind of tier of our Better Together programs is what we're calling pet protection. What's really cool about this program is it doesn't matter if you are a victim of domestic violence. It doesn't matter if you're having a mental health crisis, if you're being hospitalized. We did house pets who were being hospitalized with COVID.
Wow.
We housed their pets for them.
That's
and
awesome.
we did that for free. And so all kinds of life situations that you might find yourself in, and your last worry should be, will I get my family member back?
And
right?
that's the first worry.
It's
so
the
it's so
first,
awesome that you guys came
yes.
up with these programs.
Yep.
Yes, keeping healthy pets in healthy homes is the way to go, because that's the number one worry.
Yeah.
This is our heart. When people find the connection with the pet
Yes.
and the unconditional love, you don't want to let that go. Why would I want someone to abuse my animal that I love so much? So I want to stress again, it's free.
Yes.
They get their pet back.
Yes.
You help them with food.
Yes.
Places for the animal to stay if they have to go to work.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yep. And if there are any other kind of medical things that we can help with, we are willing to work it out with you.
How does that happen? How does the conversation start? Do they go to your website?
Yep. Hop onto our website, but also, again, Animal Control is quite an amazing resource.
I know,
for
you
the
just
community.
say that name and I even freak out still.
Yeah, let's
So
reassociate the animal control, right?
So it's not just contact, it's call your, because not all the cities these have the programs that you're doing at Foothills.
Right. So all of the cities within Jefferson County has an animal control agency, and they know about these programs.
Okay.
And so, especially if you're in a quick situation where you need help right away, someone can come, an animal control officer could come and help you out.
Do I need to sign a paper saying, yeah, you tell me that you get the dog back? Like,
yes.
I still don't trust you. I
Absolutely.
hate to say that.
Why would you trust, we used to be known as the pound, right?
Right.
We used to be known as all of these things. And Colorado is a pet-loving state, you know?
Yes.
And we have probably the model in the country of animal welfare.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that you sign a document of consent that we can care for your pet, and also an agreement that you will get them back.
Okay, we're trusting you, Amanda. But I do love you, and I love all the folks at Foothills Animal Shelter, and to all of you that are doing your own rescues out there and making sure that you're keeping the animals safe. I love you too. Thank you, fellow Doggie Avengers. Yeah! So thank you so much. Real fast, the puppies are available at Foothills Animal Shelter. They came in 32 puppies from an eviction situation, and so please get over there. Remember, though, a pet is a big commitment. They are living, breathing things that deserve love, and they give a lot of love in return. They are worth it, everybody. For more info, just go to foothillsanimalshelter.org. Amanda, I can't thank you enough for all the information you helped me get out there today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you guys out there. Mwah. The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. Do you believe that? It's already time to say goodbye. Boo, boo. But I have cute little Dobby here with me. Look, Colleen, I got a sock for him. Just my Harry Potter fan, producer Colleen. Sock for Dobby. I really want to thank Michael Moore for the beautiful flowers. Michael Moore is my beauty expert. He did my makeup today. He did my makeup yesterday. And he got me these amazing flowers that have been the centerpiece on the set today. They're beautiful, so thank you. I also want to thank all of my partners, Colorado Lottery, Ramos Law, Fit MD, and Oakwood Homes. I couldn't do this show without y'all, so thank you. And IKEA Centennial for my amazing set. I love you. The very talented Such for my theme song. And Amanda from Foothills Animal Shelter for being here today. Thank you, girl. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody learned something today. I know I did. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Oh. Mwah, 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 mwah.